Welcome to the channel where all you gotta do is build another retaining wall. So I built that retaining wall, I don't know, a year ago or something. So that one's a little bit taller than I'd like, but that's what it needed to be. Oh, don't worry about that. We have wild turkeys around here, and yeah, they pace around the car. You can kind of see on this thing. They just pace around the car and peck at it. And that one's got a chrome bumper, so we have to put on that sheet. Otherwise, they just bloody their head on the bumper. They just peck at it all day. Anyways, novelty is worn off. So I need to make a retaining wall in this general area here into that drain. So it's going to be right about here, which is about 6 feet from, yeah, maybe 5 or 6 feet from the level of the drive. And it'll be 2 tiers. So what I'm going to do today is level this out. It's going to be kind of curved, you know. Let's see if I can, yeah, it's going to kind of go like that. And we'll compact it, and we'll put some forms up, and we'll dig the trench, and we'll drill the 5-inch holes. I'll show you how that works. Kind of a tool that I made. So, yeah, the plan is to make this wall come around here and up over to there and to the other side of that drainage pipe. Maybe up towards that plum tree a little bit. That's a plum tree. And then we'll backfill it to, you know, about 3 feet. And then we'll build another wall. So there'll be a 3-foot wall, another 3-foot wall, kind of. And then this will be like terraced and planters and fruit trees or whatever we want to put in here. So eventually it's going to have to come over, and, you know, this is quite a thing here. Decided whether I want to jackhammer this out before it falls over or build a new wall and then backfill it. But yeah, this is what they used for rebar back in the day. It's yeah, it's an approved building method. So, but this, I mean, yeah, it's a crappy looking wall, but it's probably been here for, I don't know, 80, 100 years, something like that. They chopped all these trees down in the teens, which is probably when they chopped this down. And yeah, put some concrete in there. A lot of trees on the property that have most likely been chopped down in the teens, because you can see their sprouts are, I don't know, 70, 80 foot tall. Grew out of the stumps. Anyway, we'll get to digging here, and hopefully it'll start looking like something. So, a few hours of digging. I don't know if you noticed in the video, but I have this laser level thingy. It's a pretty simple device. It's just hanging on a little pendulum so it stays level. And so I got that sitting down there. Put a little mark on this thing so I can just hold this, get it kind of level. I'm not trying to get it perfect, but within an inch or something like that. So this is still got to go down a little bit, but this is like indigenous soil. It's pretty hard packed, so I'll just go over this with the shovel and kind of dig it out a little bit. And this is where it gets a little tricky. So obviously water comes out of that pipe when it rains, which is fine. That's why I added that pipe. And this is the drill that I use. Don't see it very good because there's no contrast, but brown on brown. Anyway, yeah, I found this in the yard. Yeah, we find a lot of stuff in the yard. Yeah, it looks like somebody, I don't know, welded it with a coat hanger in 1840, but I put this in my lathe and turned that down to 1/2 inch so I could put it on my 1/2 inch drill. And so this is, it's probably about 4 inches across, but once you start drilling, it gets a little bit bigger. So this is what I use as a post. So every couple feet, I just drill one, and then a couple feet, and I drill one, and a couple feet, and I drill one. You know, kind of like that. So that gives a good foundation. Plus, there's like, I don't know, I think it's like 9 inches wide. I make the bottom, something like that. And then we get to the tricky part here. So I have these pieces of plastic bender board, which are much bendier than the wood bender board. And I scienced out this proper stair step so you can stack those 1 foot wide blocks on top of them, and you can make it go up hills. So I did the same thing, I don't know, close to a year ago probably. This has the same method. This thing's, I don't know, a year old or something. But if you look real close over here, you can see this is the foundation when they stair step up. Okay, so I got the first 3 holes dug. They're all about around 2 feet deep, not exactly. You know, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. You know, it's a couple inches shy. Every once in a while you hit a root or big boulder or something and you just, alright, that's good enough. So I'm just gonna continue meandering that away. Looks like I have another, I don't know, 10 to go, something like that. Deep-ish. Yeah, right on the mark. Trimming her tail feathers?
I think it's you here in the house. No, no. You have to stay here.
Oh, but fun stuff. Okay, so I started forming it this morning. I don't want to be in too big a rush here. These holes ran into a lot of rocks and debris and chunk, but once I got over to here, fairly good. So now I'm just pre-drilling this guy. And that makes it so you can kind of get these guys to pound in straight. So just kind of drill a hole in there and waller it in this direction. And then it goes in nice and stays straight. I'm not putting any stakes in here because this has got a kind of a natural buttress. So, and I'm making kind of a mess, but I'll come back through here with the vacuum cleaner. You know, my wife won't use that anyway, so I can do whatever I want with it. So anyway, I'm just going to keep going. For me all the way on the outside. And then I'll go back and do the inside, which is kind of the most important one. Okay, so a little bit more progress. I had to stop and watch the Formula One race, so could have got more done today, but I didn't, which is fine. So you notice that these holes are not quite in the middle of this. It's just fine. Nobody's going to see it except for you and me and whoever watches this video. So basically what I'm doing is using this as a guide. I mean, it's nice for leveling it as well, but it's also the width of the bricks approximately, so keeps me close. And I just put some stakes in the ground here and there, just enough to hold the cement back. There are some big old chunks of concrete and stuff in here, which I'm just going to leave because that'll just be part of the structure and it's not going to come out anytime soon. So, and once I get this all done, I'll go back through with the vacuum cleaner and vacuum out all the junk. There's my stair stepper thing. So I put some marks on my PVC pipe every 4 inches and made sure this was like nice and level, just good. So this is going to be the last stair step right here, and this whole plateau will be the same height as this. So this is all a little bit kind of shaky in my brain exactly how I'm going to do it, but yeah, we'll science it out once we get there. But making a little bit of progress. The process is, figure out where it goes, drill a hole, waller it out to kind of oblong, put a stake in there, use this to drill a hole because this bender board likes to split if you just try to jam a hole in it. So use that drill, and then you put a screw in it, and then after the cement's poured and dried, you can just kind of pull these up. You got plenty of handle here, you just kind of wriggle it back and forth and it slides up out of the way, and you can use them for another day. You can see some of these there's a lot of cement on them because they've been used before. So ideally this would be like flush here so you can get your trowel on there nice and even, but I never worry about it. I reuse these things over and over again. So some of them are kind of split. That's fine. So yeah, I need one more piece of wood bender board going from there to there, and then the other stair stepper, which is sitting right there. Alright, so this is all formed up, kinda. Not really, but sort of. I still got to make the little basin in here and stuff, but cut these off a little bit so I didn't poke myself in the face every time, but I just wanted to elaborate on how this works. So I don't know if you can notice, but those things are not in line. Like this and this are offset because one's going around the inside corner and one's going around the outside corner. So it's kind of like the Ackerman steering on your automobile. So what I did was just make these are the shape of the bricks, and I just make sure they stack nicely. You're kind of limited on where this can sit because this is going to go straight across, so that's going to be like right up there and then kind of center line. So the longer you go and the taller the wall is, the more this gets kind of foobarred, but it is what it is. It's just kind of what you get, but you have to offset it a little bit. If you make it perfectly straight, it's gonna look weird. And the human eye is really good at picking up stuff that looks weird. So, all right. So I did a little bit of cleaner upper in here. This drainage ditch has kind of been buried for a while. That's fine. So that's how it's gonna enter into my little basin here. That'll be all cemented in and won't be, won't be earth, otherwise it'll just degrade. So that basin is where my bottle is. That's going to be the basin. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all of this in one pour, all the way up to here. Okay, so I'm not completely done with vacuuming and rebar in here, but partially done. I just have this, well, the hardest part left, but this is all done. That's it. That's all you need. A little bit of an aftermath of the work today. Don't drink that, it's bad for you. Anyway, we're not professionals, obviously, but yeah, it's good enough. Looks like little doggy stairs, huh? Anyway, still gotta do that guy, but it's getting there. Okay, well, there it is. All done. It's all hardened and perfect, of course, as everything I do is. There's the stair steppers. A little bit hard to finish those because, they want to sag down the hill, but nobody's going to see them, so they don't have to be perfect. But anyway, we'll just get some bricks stacked up in here and back to it. I still have to get another load of drain rock. I used all my drain rock on the last, and then I gotta finish this drainage basin thing here. So obviously not done, but that's going to be the end of this video, I think, because I kind of skipped over what I did on the last one to make the foundation, so I wanted to retroactively show, but as far as stacking bricks goes, that's pretty rudimentary. Thanks for watching. If you like this content and want more, subscribe, like, and share. Not as bad as usual. These are all the tools I used. Well, not all the tools, but some of the tools. That's the level vacuum. Obviously, mixer upper and some hand tools, shovel. Handy dandy piece of foam that came with the Duramax engine. It's really good as a yoga mat. Keep your knees in a happy space. So anyway.